So Module 13 is a coverage of some of the GD or graphic drawing image tools in PHP. GD is a library that is very commonly used for editing and creating images using PHP. The best way to learn that is by playing around. What I've done here is I've set up a PHP file with several different implementations of GD functions that you can just uncomment and try out on your server. You will need to supply it with a JPEG file of your own, and that's pretty much the only thing you need to change is just this to the file name. And then the rest of it, you'll see here, is just sections that you can uncomment in order to try out the different options, and you can play around with some of the different things. And what you'll see is in each section, it'll have some instructions that says some of the things that you will need to input. GD image is always going to be the image swim here, and you can change that variable name, but you don't have to, even if it's not a picture of swimming, which mine is. So that's what GD image, and then you can see the others. Since this is rotation, it's the degrees you want to rotate, and the color from the background, and then it's got some sample code here. And to try out that sample code, all you do is uncomment it. You can change some of these values to play around and see what they do, but you don't have to. So that is the basic implementation, and the way it works is when you bring it up in your browser with your image. This is the image I chose, which is of my daughter swimming, and so it makes a good test image. But what it'll do is it'll show the altered image alongside the original below it as you make these changes. And right now all of the functions are commented out, so it's not actually doing anything yet. But if I go back to the code and uncomment these lines, the first one is rotation, and I'm using white as the background. So let's save that, go back to the main page and refresh that. And now you can see there's the altered image, which is rotated. The image is still technically a square. It's just that the background of what's revealed there when it's rotated is made up of white. So it does change the dimensions of the image too. You just can't really see it because it is white. You can see if I highlight it, that's the new dimensions of the image, which is quite different than the original. So let's go back and let's comment these out, and we'll go down to the scale image line, and I'll uncomment that, and we can try this instead. There's the image scaled down and the original. So you kind of get the idea here, but we've got crop, we've got image flip, and then we've got a variety of different filters. You can substitute these filter names in for any of those for this constant and try out the different filters. Some of them need additional information, but some of them don't. So you can just play around with those. If you want to find out more information about those filters, I would recommend this page in the PHP manual, and that will give you more information. But this is a script that is uploaded to the Canvas site that you can just use to play around with and learn more about these image editing capabilities.